Hello everyone. Thank you for watching my videos. I'm going to share something that I recorded from a talk from a Kingdom Hall. This talk is going to be self-explanatory, and then we'll go after that. So I'm going to play this.
Certainly not the one receiving the counsel, and especially not the one giving it. Now further down in verse 5 it says, love does not become provoked. There may seemingly be reasons for becoming provoked. We may see someone do something intentionally in our mind to hurt us. Well, imperfections of others are not reasons for becoming provoked, but reasons for applying love. And if we feel ourselves becoming provoked, we do well to remember that Jehovah said, vengeance is mine, I will repay. So we leave it in Jehovah's hands. Let him deal with things in his own time. And eventually everything will get sorted out. Now the end of verse 5 says, love does not keep account of the injury. Yes, there will be injury. So we need to be ready to show love in response to these injuries when they creep in. Now, to illustrate, imagine you got a subpoena in the mail asking you to come into court on a specific date. You were going to be tried on a certain matter. You think to yourself, I'm a good person. I haven't really done anything wrong. This must be a mistake. I don't need to call a lawyer. I'm just going to show up and take care of things. I can defend myself. Well, you sit down in the defense seat, and in walks the prosecution. He sits down, and behind him, filing cabinet after filing cabinet after filing cabinet come in behind him until the entire wall of the courtroom is lined with filing cabinets. You start scratching your head. One by one, each file gets brought out and read before the judge. Witnesses get called forth to testify against you. Everything you've ever done, everything you've ever said, every mistake that you've ever made, whether you knew about it or whether it was accidental, was brought out before the court. Of course, at the end of the day, you have no defense for yourself. You weren't prepared. The judge says, I have no other choice but to execute you to death for all.
Okay, let's stop right there. What happens if I tell you those boxes and boxes and boxes of proof, evidence, and the person that was brought to court was the Watchtower? That has happened, Jehovah's Witnesses, and that has happened to people that do not know Jehovah's Witnesses. There is so much information that has been hidden over 115 years, maybe a little bit more. From day one, when Watchtower was started in Pennsylvania, then they decided to move to, or part of it moved to New York City. The problems with the Watchtower, it was their own doing that put them in the place of this person, this guy or brother was using as an example. They thought they did good deeds, warning people about Armageddon in 1914, 1918, 1925, 1975. If you watch my last video, JWS Watchtowers apologize to all Jehovah's Witnesses. You'll hear and see the truth for yourself. Watchtower apologize, or just get Judge Rutherford apologize. They was wrong placing dates in the literature. Now, some of y'all ridicule me saying, dates, numbers, it's meaningless. They don't mean nothing. Well, if that is true, then why do Jehovah's Witnesses base their foundation on a false date, 607, when it's supposed to be 587, 586 when Jerusalem fell, and this 2,520 years, and their date of 1914? Yeah, you're right. It's just a date. It's just a number. Shouldn't be nothing about any foundation of religion. I wish that was true. You know why? Because if it was, then all these prisoners would get up and walk out the door of Watchtower's beliefs and never look back. The thing is, when I was listening to the beginning of this talk, they was using the people like Peter, all the rest of the disciples, their mistakes, their flaws, and their errors. They hadn't even had a book that had these people flaws in it. So they could open up and read each one of their mistake to the witnesses. But see, there's only one problem, people. The disciples did not hidden their errors, their deceits, or their lies. They put a plain sight in the Bible. If they really wanted to, we would never heard about Peter denying Christ 3 times. We wouldn't heard about Peter was building up, wanted to walk on water, but he didn't have enough faith, and he almost drowned right in front of everybody. If it weren't for Christ, he would have drowned. All that would have been put in the Bible. Why was it put in the Bible? It's to show us their mistakes, their errors, their flaws, just like we have many of ours. But when I was listening to this, they was trying to use that as today. As the governing body makes mistakes, so we're supposed to overlook them. So, what does this hidden truth is? Well, I'm going to give you an example. This is a blank book, PDF, of course, but just imagine a blank book. Watchtower. You examine everybody's mistakes all over the years, the Catholics, other religions, and you put them in your literature so we all would read about their mistakes, their flaws. My question is, why haven't you put a book out of your mistakes, your errors, so we, Jehovah's Witnesses, can learn what your mistakes was, and by putting your mistakes in one book, it would show your humble, your sincerity, and your honesty that you admitted your lies. That's right. You did do that. Judge Rutherford did. The one who gave us the name Jehovah's Witnesses. my last video I just mentioned, he did that. The page number, I think it was 338, 339. It's on my last video. He admitted the flaws of putting dates. He admitted the flaws he and them at that time was wrong. So if he was the man who invented the name Jehovah Witnesses and he realized his flaws, Watchtower, why can't you do the same? Why is it people like me have to go through every single book, every publication, to find your fabrication of lies, your dishonesty in the scriptures, scriptures that made no sense, paragraphs you put in there, like the videos Mike and Kim just made about Adam. All of that you put in the publications. Why couldn't you just put all of that stuff, which it probably would take, what, 20 books, maybe, of all your flaws and your lies and your dishonest for us to read, and then would be our choice if we want to forgive you? We forgave the apostles for their mistakes, and they're more high up in rank than any of the government body here on the earth. So, if we forgave them, we could almost forgive you. But the problem is, the Bible was put together so we can learn. So we try not to put ourselves in the same situation as the ones who wrote the books and the ones, their life stories. So, Watchtower, let this be your first book. Be more honorable than Judge Rutherford in that one book I just made in my last video. You have done more damage today. It took more lives today than Judge Rutherford did. So it's time for you to put a book together of all your lies, your deceits, so every witness would see the truth that we have not been lying to them. We're not the ones are evil, what you claim. But if you don't want to make this book for our Jehovah's Witnesses, that's fine. That's the reason why we do our research. We make these videos. We go through all your literature, all your books, to find your lies, your deceits. And by the way, watch out. If you think Christ is going to come and be your lawyer, second part of this audio, and dismiss all your charges, your lies, guess what, my brothers? He's not going to. Because you're a false religion. You're an evil cult. So it's time to meet up. But you can shut up and we keep doing our work. Choice is yours. And Jehovah's Witnesses, I got one thing to show you. Right here. History of Jehovah's Witnesses. So Jehovah's Witnesses, if you don't see the truth and look at your past, you're doomed. Just like all these guys who died. And the only ones left is Don Adams. And guess what? He will, and Watchtower will fall. And you will be with them. Thank you and have a nice day.